right, we out here again today, and we are going. Where we going? We're gonna go to Bridgeport, New Jersey, and then from there we're gonna go and supposedly do a pickup. So that's pretty much what we're doing for today so far. I don't know what else is in store for us after we make this pickup. But I just want to make a comment on, well, not even a comment, I just want to shed some light on this port issue. As you can see, we have we split the yard with some of the guys that pick up loads, that's delivering, picking up, and all that stuff with the ports. So I actually talked to the manager of, their warehouse here out of the office, and she's pretty much telling me that she about to quit. She looking for another job because things is not looking too good for them over here. And I'm gonna post probably a picture or a video up in here, showing you, all they trucks is just sitting in the yard. Normally they be out on the road, by the time I get to work, all their personal vehicles is in their parking spots for their trucks. I don't know if people know how that works. You park your truck, and when you come and get your truck in the morning, you pretty much take your truck out, put your car in your truck spot so you can have your spot when you come back, just for those who don't know. But all their cars been sitting in their all the trucks been sitting in their parking spots, this, when I get to work. So actually, when I get to work, their cars be there. Sorry about that. Their cars be there. So when I get to work, now I see all the trucks there. Now this was yesterday. So I said, okay, maybe that was, it's Monday, probably a slow day. So when I come home or come back to the yard, I notice all the trucks is still parked in the yard. So now I'm like, maybe it's starting to hit up here, up north now, with the port situation. But it's crazy with the tariffs. Some people think it's good, some people think it's bad, but when you look at the reality of it, it's not looking too good for a lot of people, especially the ports. They are really hurting right now. So I don't know, man. I like, again, one thing I can tell you, I don't get involved with the politics, man, because I believe they all liars. They all tell you what they want you to know, or they tell you what you want to hear to get them in office, and then when they get in office, they do a 360 on you. They pull the fucking rug from underneath of you. So I really don't fucking like politics, So if you're gonna do what you're gonna do, then stand on business and do what you're supposed to do for the people. That's how I look at it when it comes to politics, man. Don't sit here and sell us a dream talking about you're gonna do this and do that, and then you turn around and do the total opposite because now you got what you wanted, and that's to be in that seat. I hate that part of politics, man. And they all tell you, if you notice, it's the same thing every 4 years. Taxes, schools, jobs, economy. Every 4 years, the same BS, man. So I checked out, man. And the politics is real, But anyway, I'm not gonna rant on about that. But anyway, like I said, the ports is really messed up over here. We got, like I said, we have a lot of drivers here that drive for these rails, and they look like they ain't getting that much work, man. Normally it'd be filled with containers in here, and they trucks be all on the road, and as you can you can see, ain't nothing moving. So I don't know, share your thoughts in the comments, what you think about this tariff stuff, man, and is it affecting you? And if it's not, that's good, but if it is, I'm sorry, but it's getting real out here. And then you figure now with the whole, you have to speak English to drive a truck, that's starting to come to fore. you know, to the forefront. So there's a lot of stuff going on in trucking, man, that we got to start, you know, opening our eyes and really understanding what's going on, you know. So I'm going to check back in later so I can get my day started. Just a little rant, and just let me know what you guys think about the tariffs, and if it's affecting you, and if it's not, you know, drop a comment. Let me know what's going on your end of the world up here in North and Philly. Like I said, I just showed you. We shared a yard with some pork drivers, and as you can see, that the, you know, it's kind of empty in here. You know, it's usually full. So just let me know. Drop a message in the comments, and let's have a conversation about it. All right, we had to come back to the yard because we have to we got to unload the freight that I picked up and use this same trailer to pick up a load with. So that's what we get ready to do right now. Look at the dock. It's real empty on the dock. There's no freight on the dock at all. Normally we have a bunch of freight all lined up here, but today we have nothing. It's bone dry. just finished that. Now, whew, now we gotta go make this pickup to Mount Vernon, PA. See, stuff like that takes time. Stuff like that takes time, and I really hate to come back to the yard to unload a truck to go back out when I could have just kept going from where I was already at. So that just probably took about 40 minutes off my clock, and that 40 minutes, I could have used that 40 minutes to, you know, get to where I had to go to. So we're just gonna carry on, and I check in when we get to the next stop. All right, this part here is where I'm pulling out of the yard. You can see all the trucks that's parked, that drives for and pick up the containers. And as you know, if you're a container driver, you know trucks don't sit. They got to make that money. So for all those trucks to be sitting on the yard like that, you know what that means. Them tariffs is hitting them too. So I just want to give you a quick view of all the trucks that's over there parked. And like I said, normally they all be, you know, off the yard and making deliveries. So as you can see, the tariffs is affecting them also. And this is, like I said, up north in Philly. Just a quick little view of all the trucks on the yard that normally don't be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Crazy. All right, we made it back to the yard. Woo, what a day. So we back at the yard. As you can see, nothing changed as far as containers in the yard. We got about 3, maybe 5. Now over here, they got a couple. This is another company on this side. So they got a couple more than the one that shares the yard with us. But yeah, you know, the day is over. A little longer than expected. But the way the world is now, sometimes you have to put in those extra hours to make ends meet. And it's unfortunate that we have to do it that way now. You know, you used to be able to get by on just working 40 hours a week. Now you have to work 50, 60 to see a decent paycheck. Shouldn't be like that, but that's the way the world is now, and there's nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, you know, we put our trust in the government to make things right for us, and as we can see, they make things right. They make things right for themselves, line their pockets up for themselves, so when they get out of office, they don't have to do nothing else but just sit back and collect a check, while we still gotta get out here and grind and do our 9 to 5 and keep voting for the same crap every 4 years. Taxes, schools, jobs, economy. Same old narrative every 4 years. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You used to be able to retire in 20 years. Now it's 30 years. Pretty soon it's going to be 40 years, 50 years. Pretty soon you ain't going to have to retire. You got to work till you die. And that's what it's coming to now. You know, retiring at 65, what you going to do after that? So at that point, you can't really do too much because you're 65. Hopefully you're in still good shape, good health to be able to move around, walk around, ride a bike, do something, keep yourself active so you can enjoy the rest of your life after you retire. But I've known people that retired and after a year or two later, they passed away, man. Didn't even get to enjoy their retirement after busting their behind for 30 years on a job. It's a shame that you work hard to do that, and then afterwards you expect to kick back, relax, and be on your own time when you retire. Seen it happen too many times, and it's sad and it's scary because it makes you think, do I want to retire? Because see, myself, I'm active all day, every day. So I'm going to continue to do what I do when I retire, and I'm not going to just sit back and put my feet up. I think that's what gets you. You know, you have to stay busy, volunteer somewhere, do something, you know. But I ain't gonna win this out. Appreciate you guys still hanging in there with me. It's a hard thing to do, is put these videos up, because you try to do something and you try to make it so people want to engage and watch the videos, and you try to get them something decent, something different. But I'm coming to the point with these videos, I'm just gonna post whatever the hell I like. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And that's what it is, man. You know, maybe out of that diamond, that rough, I'll find a diamond, right? But anyway, again, thank you guys who have liked, comment, subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't, it don't cost you one red penny, man. Just hit that subscribe button. And trust me, I appreciate all the love you guys show me for staying with me and watching my videos, even if it's for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. I appreciate everything, man. Like I said, it's not easy putting these out. It's not easy. So again, on that note, keep your head on a swivel, watch DOT, and for those who can't speak English, I don't know what to say, because you know what's coming. We all know what's going on now with that, but I'm not going to get into that. But good luck to all my fellow truck drivers.